Throughout my career, I can remember sitting through so many professional development sessions where someone talked about change, talked about the necessity for us to change or embrace change. Nowhere did I ever think that we would be facing or living a change like this. I actually found sometimes those talks about change kind of frustrating and annoying to be lectured at. And yet here, our focus is about change because of what we're living. We are truly living a time of change. And it is, as everybody's talked about, it's hard, it's scary. And yes, there are opportunities with it as well. I was watching this summer with my children, The Last Dance with Michael Jordan. And I was taken back by one line Michael Jordan shared in that documentary when he was talking about the death of his father. And he used a quote from his mother. And they asked him, how did you handle that? How did you handle the death of your father and also all the circumstances around that and the questions about how he may have died? And he said, my mom always told me to look at a negative and turn it into a positive. And I think that's what we have been continuing to do as a school district and what we need to continue to do. I can tell you that I have been inspired by our staff and our community. It was difficult when late spring, we decided to bring our operations team back. I can remember that 7 a.m. meeting with all of our operations staff and having them come back full-time to work. And I remember questioning and wondering, is this the right move? Thanks to the guidance and thanks to the diligence of that team, they have been doing unbelievable work since the spring. The challenge of bringing back summer school, of opening up a math class, of opening up and bringing our students in for ESY. That was hard. It was hard, but thanks to the people involved, we did it well. We did it well and we provide educational opportunity for our students. And we also learned a great deal about how to do it, how to collaborate together, how to be resilient, and how to respond to the change. And our technology department, who have been in since March, providing technology and support behind the scenes as we went virtual. Later, when we ring the bell to ring in this new school year, there's a group of support staff that since March have been coming in before we could even figure out all the different requirements and all the different measures, and we put things in place right away for them to be safe, but they have chosen to come in on their own to feed our children 3 days a week since March, 2 days a week through the summer, transportation, bus drivers who came in who didn't have to be there, but came in to deliver the food and to do this weekly to support our community and support our kids. Bringing our administrators in was a hard decision for me. We brought our whole team in, and we brought them in and put us all in one room, all masked for 2 days to do our administrative retreat a couple of weeks ago. And even that morning, I would think I was talking to Dan and Sean early in the morning with questions of, do we have everything in place? All of these decisions have been difficult. All of these decisions have been hard, but it's thanks to the people who work here, the collaboration, the flexibility, the ability to remain calm and problem solve with us together, that we've been successful. We've been successful through March to make sure that we can safely open up Radnor and move forward. We're now at a point where we're moving to the next phase. We're going to open up virtually, but 2 weeks into the school year, after September 8th, we're going to come together with the school board and we're going to assess whether or not we can bring our students back even sooner. On that date in September 22nd, we know right now that if we were looking at the metrics to open up school, that we already meet all of the criteria except for one. According to this Department of Health, according to the State Department of Health, we've met all the criteria to have our kids back on campus except for one, and that's the unknown of Labor Day. What impact Labor Day will have on the community spread. So we're going to watch that closely and continue to talk about that metric moving forward. We also know that we're going to be bringing our special ed students back, and hopefully by week 2, and then additional students by maybe week 3 or 4, be bringing into our buildings, and we're going to do it safely. And we're going to do it with the collaboration and support of our staff. And I also know that we'll adjust when we have to adjust. If for any reason at any time we need to pull back or we need to adjust, we are open to that feedback. We are open to making those adjustments as necessary. Our community needs all of us more than ever right now. Our students need all of us. We all play an important role in opening up school. Every employee in this district is critical, and every employee in this district makes a difference in our organization. We are all part of something much bigger than any one of us. I'm proud to be part of this organization. I am proud to be part of responding to this change, as hard as it is, but also the opportunity and the joy that comes with coming together and problem solving and figuring this out together. I wish everyone a wonderful school year, and I am excited, even under the circumstances, for us to begin this new school year together. Well, welcome to the start of another school year. We've talked a lot about how this school year is going to be different than other school years. Even though it's going to be different, we are ready and we are prepared as Radnor. Our theme for this morning's convocation is change. Change in how we as a school district, how we as human beings, as individuals, respond to change. This morning we've done convocation a little differently. We're going to take some time to talk about change, and we have a lot of other administrators and guests that are going to be part of that. And then we're going to have an opportunity to introduce our new hires. We're going to recognize our milestones among our staff for years of service. And then don't forget, we will have the golden ticket winners, so stay tuned if you want to be a golden ticket winner. And then we will also end convocation with the ringing of the bell with a surprise group to ring in the new school year. So now, let's talk about change for a moment. So as I mentioned, our theme for this morning is change. It's a simple and small word, but it's powerful, and it can mean a lot of things to a lot of people. Change can come rapidly. Change can happen over a long time period. I have some guests with me this morning that are going to spend some time talking about change and all the different impacts change can have on all of our lives.
Change comes in all forms. Take the pencil sharpener, for example, a simple tool that has been long connected with the classroom setting. Over decades and decades, the simple pencil sharpener has taken shape through gradual advancements. This change has happened slowly and expectedly.
In a similar fashion, the tools that educators have used to present to their students has taken a methodical route to improvement. At one time, the overhead projector was considered a significant advancement in technology. From the film projector to the smartboard, we have been able to adapt to change, to streamline and enhance teaching and learning.
Well, we just heard about some change that is more gradual and happened over a long period of time. Some change happens quickly. This is a picture that hangs in my house. And if you're wondering what the letter stands for, I'm going to give a pause for everybody to take a moment to take a guess at what those letters stand for. The letters at the top stand for what a difference a day makes. And the dates below, the first date, the 28th of September, was the day my wife and I were married. The next date is the birth of Kevin on January 27th, 1999. The birth of my son Jack on November 30th, 2000. Nora, December 16th. Then comes Danny, then comes Timmy, and then Rose on October 21st. I have it hanging in the house first off because it really helps me remember all their dates. But it was a gift from a friend, and it's a constant reminder that what a difference one day can make in our lives. And some change can happen quickly, and it can be wonderful. And now we can see these headlines. March 13th, in many ways, we saw what was coming, and in many ways, we had no idea what was coming. And all of a sudden on March 13th, our school was closed. And not only was it closed, we had no idea for how long. While we had been planning and we were preparing, there was no way we could completely prepare for what we faced after March 13th.
Change is hard. Embrace it and see it as an opportunity for growth.
Change is messy. Sometimes when you create that initial draft and you go back and you look at it and you make those edits, you can see that's messy work, but again, it's a part of the process, that writing process, and that change is needed.
Change is exhausting. There's no doubt about that. But with bottles of water, cups of coffee, a lot of encouragement and motivation, we are trying our best to overcome exhaustion to get our schools ready for our amazing staff and stellar students.
Change is uncomfortable. It's been very uncomfortable to work around the new normal and not being able to see those we love and those we care about on a daily basis, and to get together in just large gatherings.
Change is scary. Hosting a Zoom meeting for over 100 people can be scary.
Change is personal. Every person responds to change differently based on their own life perspective and unique situation. Remember, what one person finds daunting, another may find exhilarating.
Change is uplifting. I'm uplifted every day by seeing the dedication and love that our staff provides to their daily jobs and dedication to our students.
Change is gratifying. It's been gratifying to work with so many educators who are helping to make this situation better for our students. It's also been gratifying to wear a dress shirt, sports coat, and shorts to work.
Change is exciting. I started a new job on March 9th. I was excited to meet all my new Radnor team and friends, and then COVID sent us home 4 days later. I miss my friends, and I'm excited for them to be back soon.
Change is gradual. The transformation of our classrooms to get them COVID ready has been a gradual process.
Change is constant, and the only constant is change. The tools I share with you are constantly changing. My goal is to keep up with them so that I can help you make sense of them.
Change is hard.
Messy.
Exhausting.
Uncomfortable.
Scary.
Personal.
Uplifting.
Gratifying.
Exciting.
Gradual.
Constant.
This summer, I've been reading the book, Marching Off the Map. It was rather timely. It was shared with me by another administrator who was reading it as well. And Marching Off the Map by Tim Elmore talks about change. Talks about it in the context, though, of how we, as educators, need to change to prepare our students for their future. Marching Off the Map was written well before COVID and didn't anticipate all the changes we're seeing. But the stories in this book, the vignettes, the examples of change that we're going to share with you now, I think are especially important and poignant for us as we look at a year that is going to be different from any other year. It'll be unlike any school year. And how do we go about embracing that change that can be hard and challenging and scary, but also can be what we talked about before, uplifting and an opportunity as well. Let's hear about some of those stories about change and hear about how we can respond to change.
In the late 1960s, Oregon State University student athlete Dick Fosbury set his mind to finding a more effective way of jumping the high bar in track and field events. After studying the various strategies and methods used by athletes over the last century, Dick worked on his own approach and debuted what became known as the Fosbury Flop at the 1968 Olympic Games in Mexico City. His face-up, head-first method drew laughter and ridicule from fellow athletes and audience members. Dick had the last laugh after winning the gold medal, and now the Fosbury Flop is the standard for high jumpers.
In 1991, while circling the Earth on the space station Mir, Russian cosmonaut Sergei Kirkorov learned of the collapse of his home country, the Soviet Union. Sergei was stranded in space for a record 10 months. Everything about his country had changed. Everything about his life was different. This experience changed him forever. He returned to now Russia and has continued to be a very successful rocket scientist and engineer. in very much the same way, everything has changed for us when we return, and we too will be changed by this, but I'm fully confident that we will be changed for the better.
The rise of Netflix and fall of Blockbuster is well documented. Blockbuster was founded in 1985 and rose to a valuation of $8.4 billion at its peak of success. You may not know that Netflix was founded in 1997 and struggled to become relevant for many years. In 2000, the Netflix co-founder and CEO approached Blockbuster about a merger proposal. Then a tiny niche streaming service, Blockbuster quickly dismissed them. Without options, Netflix had to adapt, change, and expand. Fast forward, Blockbuster filed for bankruptcy in 2010. Netflix has built a $203 billion valuation and a higher subscription rate than any cable or streaming provider in the US.
In an effort to make the game safer, the forward pass was introduced to the game of football in the year 1906. At first, the forward pass was greeted with tremendous resistance as it was unfamiliar and awkward to people. NCAA teams chose not to add the forward pass to their offensive plans, aside from one team who saw the play as a new way of reaching the end zone. St. Louis University added the forward pass to its playbook, and by season's end, outscored their opponents 402-11.
Started in 2009 by a computer programmer, then named UberCab, was born from the idea that direct transportation could be less expensive. Recognizing the breadth, complexities, and logistical challenges with the transportation platform, Uber continued to hire talented professionals from a variety of industries. The addition of experts in the field of nuclear physics, computational neuroscience, robotics, and machinery demonstrate Uber's driving spirit of creativity and collaboration. It is decisions like these that has helped Uber to become the largest taxicab company in the world without even owning their own vehicles.
In 1993, Alison King published From Sage on the Stage to Guide on the Side. She's often referenced as a catalyst for the foundation of the flipped classroom model, an instructional strategy that is focused on blended learning, recorded instruction, and maximizing active engagement during class time. Many educators, such as Salman Khan of Khan Academy, have also contributed to the flipped classroom movement. In practice, starting in 2007, 2 Colorado high school chemistry teachers began utilizing flipped teaching at the high school level when they recorded their lectures and posted them online to accommodate students who missed their classes. Seeing positive results, the teachers refined their practices and model and published content to support the growth of the instructional strategy. The contributions of these educators and those before them created a new model for teaching and learning that has now spread internationally at all levels.
A young Thomas Edison was sent home from school one day with a note for his mother. The note from Thomas's teacher brought tears to his mother's eyes. When Thomas asked what the note said, his mother told him that his teacher wrote, "Your son is a genius. This school is too small for him and doesn't have enough good teachers to train him. Please teach him yourself." From then on, Thomas was self-taught by his mother, and she supported his curiosities and interests as he learned and grew. Years later, when Thomas's mother passed away, in organizing her possessions, he came across the original note from his teacher. As he discovered, the note actually read, "Your son is addled," which is a term for mentally ill. "We won't let him come to school anymore. We don't have the teachers to handle him. You'll have to teach him yourself." Thomas credits his mother for fostering his curious personality and being a significant reason for his passion and success for invention.
Sometimes change happens to us, like our circumstances now. Also like the cosmonaut who was lost in space with complete uncertainty out of nowhere. Sometimes we have a great opportunity to take advantage of a change, like the forward pass and how that has changed football forever. And sometimes we are the change. We seek out new ways of doing things to support continuous improvement. We seek out advancements and changes for the better. All of these situations are a result of disruptive innovations. And disruptive innovations have changed our world in so many ways, many of which for the better.
What do these disruptive innovations share in common? How is it that people are able to overcome change and find such tremendous success? In so many ways, it is through resiliency, creativity, and collaboration that change is embraced.
It's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Scott Hand, our Director of Technology, Innovation, and Instructional Design. I think Scott might think he's been working here for at least 10 years now. It's been a very busy summer since he started with us at the beginning of the summer, but we're excited to have Dr. Hand. It's also my pleasure to introduce Virginia Glatzer as our Assistant Director of Instructional Technology. Virginia as well has been with us for well beyond this summer, and she's been doing a great job not only this summer, but as a consultant previously, and we welcome Virginia officially to the team. It's my pleasure to welcome Tracy Waldman. Tracy Waldman joins Radnor's administrative team as special counsel. Tracy, again, is a familiar face to the Radnor administrative team, as she has worked previously as our solicitor. I welcome Chris Augustine in his new role as Assistant Director of Infrastructure Technology. Thank you, Chris, for everything you're doing in your new role. And we welcome Kara Miller in her new role as Special Education Coordinator.
Hi, I'm Tranya Boylan, principal of the Ithan Elementary School in Radnor Township School District. Many principals think they are at the best school, but I know I am. September is exciting to kick off the beginning of something new. I always know when the acorns are on the ground that school is reopening. We reopened this year with additions to our Ithan staff. We welcome our new assistant principal, Mrs. Heather Gillen Esposito. Heather knows many of you throughout the district. Her gifts of knowledge, work ethic, and attention to detail will make Ithan even stronger for our staff, students, and families. We also welcome Mrs. Candace Meshe as our school librarian. Candace brings elementary classroom and library experience and has a strong understanding of children and technology. We look forward to the new ideas and strategies which Candace will bring to Ithan. We also have 5 returning staff members. We welcome back Caitlin Bay, Stacy Gray, Ali Chelly, Laura DePietro, and Alda Kyra. I know this year will be like no other. However, I know we can succeed in the task of educating Radnor students. In the spring, I saw amazing actions and commitment from every single department in the district. Whether it was the technology, transportation, or maintenance department, people stepped up like never before. Our secretaries kicked in and did everything imaginable to get materials and supplies to our children. Our food service figured out how to feed our families in need. Our teachers and paraprofessionals became overnight successes at virtual teaching and reaching out to support and connect with our students. We were resilient. All of this was amazing and made a difference to our children, and it was recognized. It was felt by your colleagues, our families, and most importantly by our students. We will continue that success, whether we are remote or in person, if we remember to be collaborative, confident, and child-centered. I believe confidence doesn't mean knowing everything, but being willing to figure it out. Let's work together to figure it out. Have a great year.
Good morning. I'm Anthony Stevenson, the proud principal of Radnor Elementary School. I want to welcome you to what is going to be another great year in the Radnor Township School District. This year, we're welcoming back Heather Esposito in her new role as assistant principal. She will split her time between Radnor Elementary and our sibling school, Ithan Elementary. We also are happy to welcome Ms. Marissa Sullivan, who will be in 5th grade, Caitlin McGuffey, who will be in 5th grade, Nicole Nelson, 4th grade, Amy Lyon, 3rd grade, Michelle Hopkins, 3rd grade, Sarah Fraudberg, 2nd grade.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nancy Ferguson, and I'm privileged to be the principal of Wayne Elementary. Welcome back to the 2021 school year. I hope you join me in anticipating a year full of change, challenge, and fun. I am excited to welcome Ms. Christine Hannon for Special Education, Mr. Ross Fry for General Music, Ms. Amy May as an LTS for our 4th grade position, and I'm also pleased to welcome back Mr. Isaiah Harrison as our Teacher of Gifted Learners, Ms. Catherine Garger, Special Education, Ms. Sierra Jacoby as a long-term sub for our Cyber 1st grade mixed cohort, and Ms. Jane Dietrich as an LTS in 4th grade. Last but not least, we are very excited to welcome Mr. Brett Thomas into his new role as Assistant Principal at Wayne Elementary. Welcome, and I'm excited to work with you this year.
Good morning. On behalf of the administrative team at Radnor Middle School, I'd like to formally welcome everyone back. This year is an anomaly, but I know that every member of the Radnor Township School District family will do everything in their power to deliver the best education possible to each and every one of our students. In these changing times, I'm reminded of a quote from Simon Sinek. He stated that the ability of a group of people to do remarkable things hinges on how well those people pull together as a team. We are all living in a very unique and remarkable time. As educators, we are entering the land of unknown yet again. However, we are doing this all together. From the administrative team to you, the teachers, to our support staff, maintenance staff, our custodial staff, and cafeteria staff, we are all one family, we are one team, and we are Radnor proud. Welcome back. At this time, I'd like to proudly introduce 5 new members of the Radnor Middle School staff. We'd like to welcome back Mr. Ian Roth. Ian Roth is coming back. He served as an LTS over the past couple of years, and he is now a contracted teacher on our staff. He'll be teaching social studies and English language arts. Christopher Pittman is coming to us from the state of Maryland. He will be teaching art. Mr. Jordan McCauley will be coming to us, and he is teaching business and technology education. Ms. Lauren Stanstein will be part of our special education department, and Ms. Jennifer Blishock is coming back to us as a contracted teacher teaching math and science. Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back, everyone. I wish I was standing in front of all of you in the auditorium this morning, but that is not the circumstances we find ourselves in. I can honestly say that I will never forget my first year as principal. We overcame so much: a new schedule, new technology, the loss of our beloved Nicole, and a pandemic that threw our lives into a state of chaos where we were all forced to evolve as educators in a matter of minutes. But we did it working together, and that is what we must do again, because my second year looks to be even more exciting than the first. Our theme for the year is change, which I would imagine doesn't come as a surprise to anyone. Ken has said it many times in school board meetings that change is the only constant these days. For those of you that know me, there is nothing more that I hate than change. I am a creature of habit, like an 80-year-old grandmother who follows the same routine every morning, drinking her prune juice at 7 a.m. after brushing her teeth and her hair. This past year has forced me, unwillingly, to face my fear. Not only to face it, but to embrace it. I changed my mindset from hating all of the chaos around to welcoming it as an opportunity. Change should be a challenge for all of us that is approached with humility. Change should be accepted as something normal, not something feared. And change should be seen as an opportunity to grow that is truly exciting. We are educators. Our professional existence as educators is based on the concept of being lifelong learners. Our challenge right now is time. The immediacy of change today is truly the challenge, but as my father always said, this too shall pass, and it will. When we look back on 2020 in 2 years, 3 years, or maybe even 5 years, let us remember the challenge that it presented to us and how we overcame it by working together and doing what we always do best, educating and caring for our students and one another. It is now my pleasure to introduce our new faculty and staff. Dr. Joseph McNamara, or Mac as he likes to be called, is our new Assistant Principal of Student Affairs and House Principal for grades 10 and 12. Ms. Rosemary Vanicalo and Ms. Lisa Picchiotti join us this year in the main office. Lisa is my new assistant, and Rosemary will be both Keziah and Mac's assistant. Miss Joanna Rhodes rejoins us in our math department as a long-term substitute again this year. Miss Nikki Fine joins us again in our school counseling department for Jerry DiGirolamo. Mr. Joseph Funk, or as Ted Mullman likes to refer to him, the Funkmeister, joins us in the science department. We also welcome Miss Lexi Katz in our social studies department and Miss Larissa Console in our special education department. Both Larissa and Lexi are Radnor grads and are a testament to our Radnor High School family. The incredible education they received served as their inspiration to become an educator and their desire to give back to the community that they call home. Stacy Hoffman is now a contracted teacher and rejoins us in special education. And finally, Lori Connor joins our food service team at RHS. Please join me in welcoming all of our faculty and staff. I wish everyone a wonderful year filled with health and happiness. Be well.
Hi everybody, I'm Duncan Smith, the custodial supervisor for Radnor Township School District, and I'm here to announce some of the new faces in the custodial department this year. Dorette Morgan, Andre Smith, Walford Lewis, Mohammed Chowri, Donna Ralston, Sabine Crescent, Sarah Petrani, Sue Ann Dunn, and Andreen McKenzie.
Hello, my name is John Hearn. I'm the Director of Transportation for Radnor School District. Welcome to the new school year. Last year we had the challenge of later school start, which we did rather successfully. This year we have new challenges and we are bringing on 3 new folks to help us to our family. Kimberly Bednar, Norman Baker, and Armand Pasetta.
Hi, I'm Todd Stitzel, Director of Human Resources for the district. And a few years ago, we started recognizing everyone that has had multiple years of service and milestones. So we're going to start recognizing those again this year, and we're going to be recognizing 10, 20, and 30-year milestones for staff within the district that have been here. And we always do appreciate their cooperation and dedication to our students and community. 10 years of service. Christopher Augustine, Assistant Director of Instructional Technology, Central Office. Kimberly Bond, Food Service Team Member, Ithan Elementary School. Marianne Daltrio, Food Service Team Member, Radnor Elementary School. Michael Friel, Athletic Director, Radnor High School. Robert Harshaw, Driver, Transportation. Lillian Purcella, Food Service Team Member, Radnor High School. Vincent Ridley, Teacher, Radnor High School. Jeffrey Thomas, Driver, Transportation. Tracy, Counselor, Wayne Elementary School.
We recognize those with 20 years of service. Alicia Agatone, Teacher, Ithan Elementary School. Catherine Bowden, Paraprofessional, Radnor Elementary School. Julie Crow, Teacher, Wayne Elementary School. Andrea Hagalis, Teacher, Radnor Elementary. Sarah Karunaratna, Teacher, Radnor Elementary School. Marie Martin, Paraprofessional, Wayne Elementary School. Maureen McConnell, Teacher, Radnor Middle School. Isha McCauley, Driver, Transportation. Nadine McDevitt, Secretary, Radnor High School. Emily Morikawa, Teacher, Radnor Middle School. Jennifer O'Rourke, Teacher, Radnor High School. David Reap, Teacher, Radnor Middle School. Jonathan Savage, Teacher, Radnor Middle School.
30 years of service. Elvis Sanguinetti, Driver, Transportation. Deborah Thompson, Teacher, Wayne Elementary School. Teresa Weir, Teacher, Radnor Elementary School.
Now it's time for our golden ticket winners. Now, as everybody is aware, and for our new staff who maybe aren't aware, each year at Convocation, we raffle off 5 half days. And for those 5 half days, I will cover your job. Now, if it's a bus driver, I apologize, I won't be able to drive the bus. Mr. Hearn has told me I'm not allowed to. But we will get you coverage if you're a golden ticket winner. But for all the other positions, I will do my best to cover your position for that half day or another administrator if for some reason I can't. So it's now time to select our 5 golden ticket winners. Let me pull out our highly confidential HR files that we keep under lock and key at all times. Here they are. Now, shake up the HR file for you. And our first winner of the golden ticket for the 2020-2021 school year is Marissa Buckley, Wayne Elementary School teacher. Congratulations, Marissa. Get those lesson plans ready. Our next winner for a golden ticket is Monica Crutchfield, Transportation Bus Monitor. I can be a bus monitor. That I think I do have permission, so congratulations, Monica. Our next winner is Stacy Lutholtz, Radnor Middle School. That's right. Congratulations, Stacy. I'll be excited to fill in for you for half a day. All right, and number 4, Kathy Polans, Kathy from Ithan. So I don't know if this will be a gift for Kathy, but poor Tranya. Tranya, I'm about to be your secretary for half a day. Oh goodness for Ithan. But congratulations, Kathy. And our last golden ticket winner. Mr. Clyde Deal from Radnor Middle School. Congratulations, Clyde. Congratulations to all 5 golden ticket winners for this school year. You can redeem your golden ticket from the superintendent's office and reach out to my secretary and schedule a time when you would like an additional half day of vacation, and I will be excited to be covering for you for that half day. Thank you, everyone. Now we're ready to begin the 2020-2021 school year. I can't thank our support staff enough for all that they have done this summer to prepare our schools and to prepare for the arrival of our teachers and that eventual arrival of our students as well. We're excited for this school year, and as we discussed earlier, it will be filled with change.
Ken,
what?
We gotta ring the bell. We gotta start the school year.
We gotta start the bell?
Moving on this.
Oh, it's time to ring the bell. I'm late. We gotta ring the bell. I gotta go.
Changes. It's gonna have to be a different man. Time may change me, but I can't trace time. Changes. Don't tell them to grow up out of it. Changes. Turn and face the strain. Changes. Where's the shame you've left us up to our accident? Time may change me. You can't twist.
Well, now it's time to ring in the new school year. I'm here with our cafeteria staff and our transportation staff who have been working since March to provide food for our families and support our community. Our community is grateful for their service, is grateful for so many people in our district that have continued to support our community. So now I'm going to ask them to ring the bell, to ring in what is going to be a great year. It's going to be a different year, but we're going to make it a great year, the 2020-2021 school year.